Hi, in this lesson we'll learn about the blur effect and the bokeh effect. So first, let's see how to make a Gaussian blur. So let's play around with the Gaussian blur. You can change the value and pay attention to the effect we added to our image. So we cancel now and we use blur, field blur. So what's exactly the field blur? It's a simple blur but with more options that allows us to make special light effects. We can adjust the blur value, but we have the bokeh down here. So let's see what happens. We come back to the blur and let's find the right blur for this photo. As you can see, the bokeh increases the size of the light particles. And when we combine that with the blur, I can make awesome effects with the limited choices. We have another option down here. It's bokeh color. It adds color and increases the colors in the lights of your photo. So let's play around with the bokeh and blur. And the final thing to do is to confirm the changes by pressing OK. Hello everyone, in this lesson we practice the blur effect. And we will learn how to turn this photo into this. To create wallpaper with blur effect, bokeh effect and black and white effect. So the first thing is to unlock this layer and make a quick selection. We use the selection tool and we drag the mouse over the area around the bike. If you make a mistake, don't worry, just use the selection with the minus icon on the top. You make sure that you selected every detail around the bike. So let's see. Okay, fine. We can make sure that our selection is perfect by using select inverse. We invert the selection one more time and check with testing the blur effect. You see that? We make some mistakes, so let's go back to selection mode. And we select the missing parts. And let's see. We test it again. Okay, cool. We'll not use the Gaussian blur, so we need to cancel this and use the field blur. Now we use the light bokeh with the blur. Okay, that's fine. One more time and we press OK. Please keep the selection and click right here and choose black and white. Finally, we have our wallpaper. Thank you for watching. Hi there! In this new lesson, we'll learn a new effect and we will turn this photo into this by adding some animation and lighting effects, just to make wallpaper for superheroes, just like Flash of Marvel series. And of course, we start by making a quick selection. So we click and we drag the mouse over the area around this guy. In case of mistake, you can select any part by pressing Alt and click to get any part of the photo outside the selection. We need to make some adjustments to select smaller parts of the image. Just take your time to make a clean selection. Now make right click and select Inverse. Now right click and select Unmask. The red parts of the image are the parts that will be hidden. What we are doing here is making the selection cleaner with smooth edges. We can switch to the Union skin in the view mode. Then in output we select new layer with layer mask and we save. Now we activate the background layer, we duplicate the new layer with mask we just created. We duplicate it 2 times. We select the layer in the middle and we move it slowly to the left. We delete this one because we will not need it. Now we have everything we need to start applying effects on our photo. Now keep pressing Ctrl in the keyboard and click on the image layer icon. Go to Blur, Motion Blur and confirm. And now you see the layer turned into a speed and animation effect, but we still have more work to do. We move the layer to the right just a little bit and we duplicate it with Ctrl G on Windows, Command G on Mac. Now we apply a new effect on it, which is hue and saturation. And we increase the lightness. Now we want to apply this effect only on the image layer just below. So we select the layer of the effect, we keep Alt in the keyboard, press it, we move the mouse down just a little bit, and we click when we see the black arrow below the layer and above the image layer. Now we want to add colors to the lights we just created. It's simple. Just click on the icon right here and edit the lightness. check on colorize and pick a color. Now you can adjust the lightness and we choose the blue one. Now you will learn something new. We will add more attractive lights. So we create a new layer and we use the brush tool. We click on brush, select this one, and we draw a red line behind the man. Now we add a motion blur. We save and we change the blend mode with color dodge. This is what we were looking for, a wallpaper with lighting and superhero effects. Thank you for watching. Hi, in this lesson we'll work more with the blending mode color dodge. So we'll try to add some light effects to Iron Man. So we create a new layer and we use the brush tool and we draw this line. Then we use the blur, we add some blur and press OK. And we apply the color dodge. As you can see, we turn the blue color into blue light. Now we do the same thing to the eyes. No, sorry, we create a new layer. It must be in the new layer. We pick a color and we draw just around the eye. The same thing to the other eye. And we go to blur, Gaussian blur, make it smaller. Okay, then color dodge. Now we add some light and we apply it on the eye. Now we'll add another color dodge effect. So we draw a red line, red energy line around Iron Man, and as we did last time, we apply the blur and the color dodge. Blur. Okay. Color dodge. This is our light. Reduce the fill opacity. We add some lightness. We make a clipping mask and we add some lightness and we change the color. We can change it again. We click on that icon and we change the energy color. In this lesson, we will see how to whiten teeth in Photoshop. And first, we'll start by making a selection. So, we click right here and we choose the magnetic lasso tool. And we start making our selection. The magnetic lasso tool is a smart selection tool which makes selections on the edges of an object in your image. So it follows the contrast and lightness and creates a smart and an automatic selection. And as you can see, the selection tool follows the edges of the teeth. So now I will finish the selection, then I will apply the whitening effect. Now we will save our selection. We go to Select, Save Selection, and we name it Top. Now we do the same thing for the remaining teeth using our selection tool. So I will do that quickly. And again, we save the selection and we name it Bottom. Now we have our selections. Save it in the Channels tab. The next step is to apply our effect on our selection. So, for example, we start by applying our effect on the top. So we click on top, then we go to Curves, which is a tool that helps us to make the white pixels darker or brighter. So as you can see, when I change the value to the top, it makes it whiter, and if I move it to the bottom, it becomes darker. So I will make some adjustment until I see the white teeth. Then I will do the same thing to the bottom. I choose the effect, Curves, then I change it, I move it to the top, so it becomes brighter. And now we have our white teeth. Thank you. In this video, we will see how to remove scars from faces. And to do that, we will use this tool, the Spot Healing Brush tool. So click on it and go back to the image choose the size, select your image layer, and just drag the mouse over the scar. And as you can see, Photoshop deleted the scar from the face. In this lesson, we will use these two photos to make a face swapping. So, we open both photos in Photoshop, then we use the lasso selection tool to select the face of this one, we need this face, so we copy it in the second one, we adjust the size, we move it a little bit, now we duplicate it and we apply a blur on this one and we keep it in the background. So for now we need the blur. That's too much. Okay. We fuse it with the background. And now we work on this one. We select a border of 10 pixels, then we delete it. We select this one and we keep Ctrl pressed and press delete in the keyboard. Select both layers, click on edit, then use the auto blend layers option. So Photoshop will fill the empty space and make some calculations and fuse this layer in smart way. Now we need to make few adjustments with the dodge and healing tools. We use the healing tool and we use the dodge tool to add some lights to the face, so we can hide the edges between the two faces. Okay, I think that's good. Finally, I hope that you enjoyed learning this new skill and see you in the next lesson. Welcome back. In this lesson we'll try to remove the scars and change the face expressions of this man. So first select the healing brush tool. Press Alt in a place where there is no scars to copy the safe skin in the rest of the image. So you drag the mouse over the scars. So Alt and you drag the mouse. So we keep doing that until we remove most of the scars in his face. This is the first step. As you can see, he looks terrified. So we need to remove the scars first, then we will make some changes on his face expressions. We can even make him smile. Now we remove the scars. We need to change the face expressions using liquify tool. So as you can see, this tool allows us to select the eye, nose, the face. We can change the size of the eye, the face. You see that? We make this rotation. You see the difference? Okay. We make a small rotation to the eyes just to make it look smiling. Okay. We go back to the mouth. Just few changes. Small rotation right here. And that's fine, we save. And there we are.